You want to talk a little Indiana? How's that feel?
Yeah, we can talk about the Hoosiers. Who are the Hoosiers? The number one football team in the country right now, Josh. 56-6.
I
Hammer,
think so. I
hammer.
think so. And the reason I say that is because when a championship team reveals itself during the season, you start seeing them beat the ass of whoever they put in front of them. And this is kind of what's starting to happen here. Indiana is putting belt to ass to whoever is in front of them. And today, I mean, it's UCLA, but the Hoosiers, I mean, a pick six to start the game basically kind of set the pace that the ass whooping was on. And from the first kickoff to the final whistle, it was a thorough ass whooping. 8-0, the Hoosiers moved to. And, this was a hot UCLA team. I know it's relative to like the rest of college football, but this was a hot UCLA team coming in, and they just get run over. What are you hearing when it comes to recruit reaction?
UCLA had won 3 games in a row, and there was a lot of excitement. They're actually taking commitments with an interim coaching staff. A lot of excitement around the Bruins.
They're flipping guys.
This was last year when Indiana went out to the Rose Bowl and pummeled UCLA. That's when people started to like say, hey, you know what? This Kurt Signetti guy that said Google me is pretty good. Like maybe Indiana's got a chance to be competitive in football. Well, they've now won 14 straight games at home. For a second straight year, they're going to go into the month of November undefeated. They beat Oregon on the road. They're trending towards the Big Ten title game. They're going to make the college football playoff again unless there's some kind of unforeseen stumble. They're going to be in the college football playoff for a second straight year. And they put it on you and enjoy it. There is absolutely no sportsmanship towards the other team, whatever you want to call it. Like they want to score every time they have the rock. They want to keep you out of the end zone. Nico Iamaleava had 113 yards passing. This is a football program that wants to step on your throat every time they step on the field. They are schematically prepared week in and week out. It's a top 10 offense. It's a top 10 defense. They're efficient on the money downs. And they make a lot of plays. They turn you over. They take care of the football. They stay ahead of the chains on offense. They dink and dunk you. They can hit you with big plays. They have a Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback in Mendoza. And recruits are starting to really feel Indiana. And they had some exciting guys on campus today for this win over UCLA. How about LeVar Keys, former Penn State receiver commit out of powerhouse Hyattsville, DeMatha? He told me Indiana is his leader right now. A big win for the guys. What continues to excite me about Sig is that he knows what the standard here at IU is, and it's winning. And I love that about him. It's a new standard, LeVar. But this certainly the Indiana that you've been paying attention to. He talked about the coaches. He loves what they got going right now for the players, and he sees himself in that offense. Kellen Weimer, the number 4 interior offensive lineman in the country in 2027. Not often in my career has a prospect ranked that high, visited Notre Dame last weekend in prime time for their win over USC, and then makes a return trip to Indiana. Indiana's starting to find themselves in some exciting early recruiting battles because of the success they're having on the field. And nobody can say, oh, it's the schedule this or like everybody thinks Indiana is legit right now. And the support of the program, the contract extension for Coach Signetti. And Coach Signetti wouldn't have signed that if he didn't feel like there was going to be more investment poured into this football program. The number 2 defensive lineman in the country, number 7 player overall in 2028, Kellen Hall, visited Indiana today, says Indiana's building something special with great coaching and players that like to get after it. They're talking about the fans, sellouts. Indiana used to have to take their photo of the stadium when Ohio State came to town and wore red.
Yeah.
Now they're selling out ball games. Kids would come to IU and they would cheer for the basketball team. They would go out and tailgate and then go back to their place and watch whatever college football team they supported. Kurt Signetti had to push to get people to come to the games. He had the foresight, the confidence, the staff to do this. And Indiana pummels UCLA by 50. If you put up their schedule again, they're going to try and win The rest of these, they're going to try and absolutely hammer Maryland, Penn State, Wisconsin. And if you go back to the Oak and Bucket game last year, weather was horrendous. I don't even remember the score. Purdue, Indiana, Oak and Bucket, 2024. 66-0 in the horrible weather. They just can you imagine the day that they had in that Purdue locker room? Mother Nature and Indiana, 66-0. That's what this program is under Kurt. They take no mercy, no pity for anybody. And it'll be exciting to see who they get in the Big Ten title game. And it'll be a formidable matchup for whoever walks in there thinking that they're playing the old Indiana that you and I grew up watching, barely watching.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Did not watch a whole lot of Indiana football in the late 90s and early 2000s when I was growing up, but I am watching Indiana football now, and it's a lot of fun to watch. So Indiana fans, chime in, talk to us. I mean, the season's going as well as it can. It doesn't look like there's even a minor speed bump ahead when you look at the schedule. Don't mean to jinx it.
They take care of business.
Right. They go out, they take care of business. In games like this, it just kind of reminds me of Georgia's run at their first title under Kirby Smart. Like, every team that lined up against them felt their wrath. And that's what Indiana's doing. Like you said, there is no sportsmanship, and that's fine. They're out here to beat some ass, and that's exactly what they're doing. Indiana fans, chime in, talk to us. How you guys feeling about this season? It is unbelievable.
They're out here to beat some ass.